Welcome. We are going to demonstrate how to manage and post expenses for your vehicles in the CAVAR Dealership Management software. The first thing we need to do is open a vehicle record. This is done by clicking the vehicle icon in the navigation menu on the left and selecting your vehicle from the list that pops out. In this case, we're going to open 1198. And when the vehicle form comes up, we are going to see in the first tab is a listing of the current vehicle expenses. These are expenses that have been paid by the dealership against this vehicle. The expense date is the date that it was incurred. The category or the type is usually the business that was paid by the dealership. The category and the expense amount was the cost to the dealership, and the amount billed, if there's a value here, is the amount that we have billed to the customer for the customer to pay. To add a new expense, we're going to come here to the top of the form and click Add an Expense. And we'll see a list of current expense types. These are expenses that have been previously posted by this dealership. We could use an existing expense type, or we can uncheck that, and we can type in whatever we want here as an expense type, and we choose an expense category. For this example, we're going to choose an existing expense type, and we'll just say 1-800 radiator. The description should be something so we know what this expense was for. And this is for your records for future use. Expense amount is how much the dealership, paid, and the expense date, and we're going to click Save. Once this record is saved, it's going to ask us if we want to bill it to the customer. This is if we want the customer to pay all or part of this expense, and we're going to click Yes. In this case, it's going to show the current lessee. If there was more than one lessee against this vehicle, you'll be able to select previous lessees if this is an older expense that we are posting after the fact. It's going to show you your expense amount here and the amount billed minus expense amount, which means this is whether or not you have a profit or not at this point. So we're going to click Add a Payment. It's going to try to take the full expense amount, and we can take a different amount, and we'll just say $50, and we will make it due on Friday. Now I can add another payment here. We'll just say another $50. We'll see that it automatically incremented 1 week from the last payment date. And we will see that it's automatically keeping track of the difference between the expense amount and the amount that we have billed to the customer on the payment schedule. In this case, we have billed $50 less than the actual expense amount. So we're going to add another payment here, and we'll see another week posted on the day due, and now we'll click Save. So now we see this expense at the top of the list here in our list of expenses, and if I navigate over to the lessee record, I'm going to see in the payment schedule this expense has been posted into the payment schedule. We'll see a $50 charge here, here, and here. Now if I need to edit these expenses after they've been posted, I can open up this record in the payment schedule. I can right click on it and add edit payments, and now we see the expenses have popped up here, and I can add another payment. I can adjust any of these payments that have been added to the payment schedule after the fact. Back on the vehicle screen, if I need to edit this expense from here, I can right click again, edit expense record, and I can edit any of the information that I originally input. This expense can also be deleted. So if you right click again and you say delete expense, it's going to warn you that that it cannot be undone. We'll click OK, and we'll also see that the 3 payments that were associated with this expense will be deleted as well. We're going to click Yes. So now jumping back over to the contract, click Refresh, and we see the expenses have been removed from the payment schedule.